Welcome to all. SV Union High School and Junior College, Pune, Economics, Standard 12th. Presented by Dr. Inderjeet Kaur Ahluwalia. Chapter 4, Supply Analysis, Part 1. Introduction. What is supply? Supply is the total amount of goods or services available for sale at any specified price. There are three concepts in relation to supply. They are: first, total output; second, stock; and third, supply. First, total output. Output is produced in the process of production. Production leads to consumption. In the process of production, inputs are converted into output or final goods. Thus, total output can be defined as the sum total of the quantity of the commodity produced at a given period of time in the economy. Second, stock. Stock is the total quantity of commodity available for sale with a seller at a particular point of time. It is the source of supply. It is potential supply. By increasing production, stock can be increased. Without stock, supply is not possible. Normally, stock exceeds supply and it is fixed and inelastic. In case of perishable goods such as milk, fish, etc., stock may be equal to supply. On the other hand, for durable goods such as furniture, garments, etc., stock can exceed the supply. Third, supply. The word supply implies the various quantities of a commodity offered for sale by producers during a given period of time at a given price. It is related to time and price. For example, a farmer's total output of rice is 4,000 kgs. This is the total stock. If the price is rupees 40 per kg, he offers 1000 kgs for sale. This is the actual supply. Further, supply is a flow concept. Let us study or distinguish between stock and supply. First point, as usual, the meaning. Stock is the total quantity of commodity available for sale with a seller at a particular point of time. Supply refers to the quantity of a commodity that a seller is willing and able to offer for sale at a given price during a certain period of time. Second point of stock. Stock depends upon production and is a static concept, whereas supply depends on stock and price. Third point of distinguish. Stock exceeds supply or can be same, whereas supply cannot exceed stock. This is a pictorial representation of stock and supply. We notice that stock is the total quantity of commodity which is available for sale with the seller in baskets at a particular point of time, whereas the supply is the quantity of a commodity that a seller is willing and able to offer for sale at a given price during a certain period of time. A definition of supply. According to Paul Samuelson, supply refers to the relation between market prices and the amount of goods that producers are willing to supply. Supply schedule. A supply schedule is a tabular representation of the functional relationship between price and quantity supplied of a particular commodity. There are two types of supply schedules. First, individual supply schedule, and second, market supply schedule. First, individual supply schedule. Individual supply schedule refers to a tabular representation showing various quantities of a commodity that a producer is willing to sell at various prices during a given period of time. Individual supply schedule. The table explains the functional relationship between price and quantity supplied of a commodity. We notice that lower the price, lower the quantity of a commodity supplied, higher the price, higher the quantity of a commodity supplied. At the lowest price of rupees 10, supply is also lowest at 100 kgs. At the highest price of rupees 50, quantity supplied is highest at 500 kgs. Let us convert this individual supply schedule into an individual supply curve. An individual supply curve is a graphical representation of individual supply schedule. In the figure, quantity supplied is shown on x-axis and price on y-axis. Supply curve SS slopes upwards from left to right, indicating a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. Second, market supply schedule. Market supply schedule refers to a tabular representation showing different quantities of commodity which all producers are prepared to sell at different prices at a given period of time. Market supply schedule. In the table, market supply is obtained by adding the supply of sellers A, B and C at different prices. The first column given is price of commodity in rupees. Second column shows quantity supplied in kgs by three sellers, seller A, seller B and seller C. The last column gives market supply in kgs, that is A plus B plus C. We notice that at a highest price of rupees 50, market supply is the highest at 1800 kgs. At a lowest price of rupees 10, market supply is lowest at 600 kgs. Let us convert the market supply schedule into a market supply curve. A market supply curve is a graphical presentation of market supply schedule. In the figure, quantity supplied is shown on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. Supply curve SS slopes upwards from left to right, indicating a direct relationship between price and market supply. Thank you.